When you're talking about a self-defense scenario, you aren't necessarily talking about the green, red, green zone. It still applies. That still exists. But in a self-defense scenario, you need to look at it in the sense of not necessarily zones, but rather levels of defense. So, for example, a teep kick might be or actually, running away would be my first level of defense. My second level of defense, if I can't get away, would be a teep kick, because that can keep them at a further distance. It can prevent them from striking me. If they get closer than that, my next level of defense is my hands and my knees, because that's the next level of defense. After that, they're in my face. Now we go to grappling. We can go to the clinch, but that's not going to work really well in a street fight, because the guys normally aren't going to know how to fight from the clinch, and they're just going to try and tackle you. And as a grappler, I'm just going to let them tackle me, and get to the ground safely, and then and convert the situation. But so in a self-defense scenario, it's quite difficult to apply the green red green zone. It still applies, but you need to look at it in a different perspective, because it really is rather dealing with levels of defense rather than green, red, green, because you aren't trying to cross those thresholds. If in a self-defense scenario, you're crossing them involuntarily, you're doing it because the person attacking you is forcing you to do it. And if you've got tools for each of those levels of defense, you're much better off in a street fight. But like I said, first thing you should be doing if you're in a street situation, a self-defense situation, is get out, because you never know how many people are going to be coming for you. You never know if there's weapons involved and all the rest of that jazz.
Yeah, and if there's anyone listening to this that thinks Shaun's a little bitch for wanting to run away from something like that, I agree with you guys. But continue, Jay.